and let us all do we can to build a better future. So Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post are in a little bit of a quandary. They're in a bit of a quandary here, because their writers, their journalists, their staff have walked off the job pushing for more benefits. Now, look, I get that they're workers. I get it. But this is the Washington Post we're talking about. And before we stand in solidarity with the Washington Post people who are on strike, remember, they were following orders from the staff above, from management above, when it came time to discredit third-party voters, activist groups, progressives. Remember, from 2016 onwards, how they would vilify us? I mean, these people had a choice of not writing these articles. Who could forget during the 2016 Democratic Convention, where in one day, the Washington Post did not one, but 16 negative articles about Bernie Sanders. And all those negative Bernie Sanders stories about his supporters. Remember? If you were a lady, you were called a Bernie bro. If you were black, you were called a white Bernie bro. No matter what color you were or religion, all supporters of Bernie Sanders were straight white males. So congratulations, you did it. And Washington Post helped contribute to that. But it's funny to see the Washington Post have this situation, because I predicted this would happen here. Especially in the aftermath of Trump losing in 2020. And that was all these media outlets that profited off of talking about Donald Trump were going to get gut checked, lose staff members, or either that completely fall into oblivion. Like BuzzFeed, Vice, and Jezebel. Washington Post. I'm not saying that you deserve this, but you really freaking deserve this. After all the times you kept on promoting stories like, maybe we shouldn't tax the rich. The rich are our best friends. Now, I feel sorry for the workers. I get it. Yeah, walking off the job, especially in this economy, is a little tough to do. But at the same time, too, you guys work for the Washington Post. If they can replace you, they're going to do it. Because the Washington Post, at the end of the day, is an institution, is a business, and it's there to make profit. Corporate media is not designed to inform the people. It's there to tell the people what to think. Now, I like this video. Case Study QB put this video up. Jesse Waters makes fun of the Washington Post people walking off the job, and it is kind of funny because it's the Washington Post. So I'm like, I'm a little bit divided on this. I don't want to say I stand in solidarity with them because it's the Washington Post and people who work for the Washington Post. On the other hand, I'm kind of laughing because I just like CNN. I want to see CNN go belly up. I want to see the Washington Post go belly up. I want to see all corporate media go belly up, and so should all of you. It'll be hilarious. So let's go ahead and play this video.
Well, the Washington Post staffers walked off the job today for the first time in 50 years. The paper has been dealing with low morale and stagnant subscription numbers for years, and employees are taking advantage of this to push for some pie-in-the-sky demands. I mean, COVID has been over for years.
One of the demands, and this is going to be funny, they kind of want to work from home. And look, I get it, going through traffic. I'm pretty sure all of you have driven through traffic. You got to wake up at 0 dark 30 just to get to your job. I used to work at Costco back in the day, and I had to wake up really early just to work at the warehouse. We've all worked retail. We've all had to do that job. But look, I think the lockdowns really impacted us. I think it severely affected us. It's one thing to be home, and yes, we all love it. But hey, human beings, we're creatures that have to get outside. We have to move around. Working at home, Washington Post. What are you guys going to do? Just Twitter rage at people? You're going to yell at Joe Rogan or Tucker Carlson? Or yell at Jimmy Dore or Hard Lens Media? What's wrong with you?
But these fearless stewards of democracy are still insisting they need to work from home 2 days a week. And on top of that, they're demanding a month off, a full month off, where they can work remotely from anywhere in the world. Fox, I'm not hosting Jesse Waters Prime Time until I can do the show from Tahiti every August.
You know something, Jesse? I said go for it. Follow through with that demand, buddy. I mean, you might have been joking, but go for it. I bet you could pull it off. Come on, enjoy it while you can. Because look, all corporate media will one day become bankrupt. So do it while you still can, man. Go all in. Go all in on it, man. Trust me on it. It might work out in your favor.
Now, we sent a report. The Washington Post people hate their boss, Jeff Bezos.
I'll tell you something, Bezos. The reason you think transportation reporting doesn't matter is because you haven't flown on a commercial jet in a long time. You're so busy taking all the money from all the people who create all the wealth in this country and around the world.
She's gonna get fired. I'm so sorry. Yes, she's gonna get fired. You think Jeff Bezos likes to be criticized? No. Now, I like what she's saying, but you're working for the Washington Post. They don't care. They don't care. You think Jeff cared about Amazon workers? Did he cared about his truck drivers or stockers? No. So what makes you think you're special? See, Washington Post, I don't think you realize a little bit of a situation that you're in. You're biting the hand that feeds you. And you chose to work for an outlet that is designed to promote stories for the top 1% and to keep people, well, content. You write out stories that maybe tell people more or less not to think for themselves. That, oh no, third parties or progressives or trying to reform the Democratic Party is a danger. And oh no, here comes Donald Trump out of the corner, out of the woods, coming out of your bed. Oh no, Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. That's all what you do, Washington Post. And you're asking Jeff Bezos and management at Washington Post to follow your demands. Good luck. You will not succeed because you guys chose to work at the Washington Post.
So you can build this rocket and leave us.
How's that for a negotiating strategy? Listen up, Lachlan. I don't think that's going to go over very well. So far, the Washington Post workers have already secured guaranteed gender affirmation. We couldn't figure out what that was. Does that mean Bezos has to call them by their preferred pronouns, or does that mean vaginoplasties are covered by insurance?
Look, it's important for us to be proud of who we are. Hey, look, love yourselves, right, folks? But this whole thing with pronouns and how dare you call me by the wrong pronoun? You should be arrested by the thought police. It's getting a little bit out of hand here, okay? Nobody's perfect, you know? You got people who post on TikTok saying, melting down and crying, saying, I was called the wrong pronoun. Like, okay. Were you slapped in the mouth? Did you lose your wallet? Did you get your car hijacked? Was your house ran into? Did your house catch on fire? No, the wrong pronoun. People who are striking right now. I like what you're saying, but you don't got a leg to stand on. And that's the truth.
Unclear. They've also secured a 2% pay raise, which, thanks to Bidenomics, isn't enough to keep up with inflation. Imagine writing editorials about how great Bidenomics is and then having Bidenomics eat up your pay raise. Thanks. But they're still.
I hope you paid attention to that person who just ran by, because we'll see her again. It's like perfect. It's perfect meme resources. Like, it's perfect.
Pay raise, which, thanks to Bidenomics, isn't enough to keep up with inflation. Imagine writing editorials about how great Bidenomics is and then having Bidenomics eat up your pay raise. Thanks. But they're still holding out for only having to go into the office 3 days a week and their month-long sabbatical, where they fake work from vacation. The Washington Post must be a horrible place to work since everyone's striking so they don't have to see each other. And in case you're...
Hey, look, I'm not perfect, but there were times when I worked, I used to work a lot in retail, Sometimes you don't want to see your coworkers. I get it. I'm pretty sure all of you sometimes don't want to see your coworkers. There might be some people who you're cool with, some people who you actually became friends with, but then there's some people you just like, I don't want to see them. But guess what? You still got to go into work. Nobody likes to wake up and leave their nice, comfortable bed and go to work. But hey, we live in a system in which we have to produce to get a check that gets consumed up by bills and taxes and everything else. That's how we live in this crazy neoliberal world. We have to do it. Washington Post people, you're not that special. Stop it. Get help. You work for Jeff Bezos. And to the lady who was screaming about Jeff Bezos and how he needs to go into his little dick rocket and go into space and never leave, never come back. Well, okay, I can agree with you on that, but you just said that to your boss. I don't think you're going to be working at that office for far too long.
You're wondering, these are the people who demand that Donald Trump take them seriously.
We're gonna roll the union on. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll the union on. Amazing.
Why would you go to the camera and say it like that? Oh man, if there's somebody in the chat that knows how to make great memes or do something of that nature, like beautiful. I think I found a new oof. I think I found a new oof, like an amazing, like Miguel H. You got a homework assignment. Go to Case Study QB and find that amazing thing.
Roll the union on. Amazing. Roll the union on. Amazing.
Oh, I love these. I love this job. I love this job.
Truly amazing. Little
Yes.
advice to strikers, don't sing. Doesn't help the cause, makes you look silly. And the next time you read an article from the Washington Post, remember that song you just heard. These people, we should not be taking them seriously. And we had one question that we really wanted an answer to. Listen.
If y'all are on strike, who is going to write the fake news?
Oh man, they interviewed her. I forgot this part.
I don't know what that question means. No one writes fake news here.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do, Washington Post. You do. You do it all the time. Come on, lady. You're not able. Hold on. Her not able to answer that question. It's rather shocking. I think it's rather. I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit.
Roll the union on.
Amazing.
I think that was amazing too.
I don't know what that question means. No one writes fake news here.
Amber Dukes, the DC editor for The Spectator. Amber, what was the vibe like at that strike?
Everyone was oddly excited. I've actually never seen people so happy to be on the verge of losing their jobs. But to be fair, I think a lot of Americans would be thrilled if these people just continued to strike indefinitely. This walkout is only lasting for 24 hours. So, of course, it begs the question of how seriously they really want to push leadership into acquiescing to these demands. And I would also point out, by the way, that
They did this so they didn't have to meet their deadlines. I'm willing to bet a majority of them just didn't finish their articles and they were like, oh crap. If we all strike now, then maybe we get a little extension for a week. Maybe they're all working on a story. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit more happening here with this little strike. I think it's amazing. I truly do think it's amazing.
they all admitted that they only have to go into the office 3 days a week already. The issue is that they actually want it written down in their contracts. And they also admitted that Washington Post leadership has offered to raise the minimum salary of all employees to $50,000 a year, which I think a lot of Americans, especially working class Americans, would be really happy about. But these people genuinely think that they are in the same league as blue collar laborers, like the UAW strikers, like people who work with their hands and do manual labor. They view themselves as the working class heroes. It's really incredible.
All right, well, we want everybody to get paid fairly. We don't want anybody getting laid off. But I don't think demanding a month off so you can work remotely from Tahiti is the best negotiating strategy.
You know what? I think that is a good strategy. Make it happen. You know, go for it, buddy. Jesse, I think you could pull it off. And it's not Tahiti, make it Hawaii. All right? Go for it. Do it while you still can. Because just a reminder, CNN and Washington Post, they're the second canary in the coal mine. Jezebel went belly up. Vice, BuzzFeed, they're all gone. Fox and CNN and all of corporate media, you guys are next. So, Jesse, do it while you still can. I believe in you, buddy. You can negotiate that.
Advice. Also, don't sing. Amber, thank you as always.
Thanks, Jesse.
So what can we take away from this? I don't really care what happens to the Washington Post. It's an outlet that has promoted the destruction of progressives and independents and activists and organizers. People who are free thinkers. The Washington Post contributed into the cancel culture and trying to censor and suppress. The Washington Post, like any corporate media outlet, was quick to be part of that shield wall to protect Biden and the Democrats in 2020. Stop any kind of criticism towards Biden and his administration, and was quick to vilify anyone that would propose a alternative. The Washington Post, just like CNN, MSNBC, and anyone else, has a narrative. And to all these people there who are striking for 24 hours, well, how can I take you serious? How can I take your actions to be sincere when you are part of the environment that lies to the American people? So when that Fox News reporter asked the Washington Post writer, hey, who's going to write the fake news? Yeah, that is true. Who is going to write it? Who's going to tell us what to think this time? It is rather amazing. It's funny. And in fact, I find it to be
Amazing.
amazing. Keep on being amazing, Washington Post. You got it. You got it. You got it, right?
Amazing.
Amazing. Pure gold. Pure gold. Pure gold.
Amazing.
All right, enough of that. Washington Post. I'm not saying you deserve to go belly up, but you should. And let's have democracy in the chat. For you, the people. Do you care what's going to happen to the Washington Post? Type 1 for Kit. I care. The Washington Post is an outlet that is trusted, that has done good reporting, and Jeff Bezos is sincere in regards to making sure that we, the American people, get the news properly. Type 2, man, let it burn to the ground. I find it to be amazing.